Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. Unboxing video again. Don't get too excited, it's another pot. So if you're not interested in seeing what pot I've got, you can skip out. But you will miss what could be an important chat. If you are a channel owner, YouTube person that creates. Because I'd like to go over what goes on, how YouTube works in the background. Just nowadays it's not as easy to find out as it used to be, and that's deliberate. YouTube deliberately make it difficult to find out how they work so that you can't fiddle it, because that used to go on an awful lot. People were promoting channels illegally, effectively, bearing in mind it is possible to earn money from YouTube by being a creator. So you put in the work, YouTube take a large cut out of it, and what's left you can have for yourself. Which in some cases helps fund the channel. You know, the cameras, the bits and pieces that you need to make a channel work. Like in the case of Bonsai, you need some trees and you need some pots. It all costs money. Yeah? So what does YouTube get up to then? Well, for a channel to be promoted financially, sorry I just bashed the camera, it's got to be monetized. So there's a minimum requirement there, which is nowadays a lot stricter than it used to be. In the old days it was relatively easy to get monetized, now it's not. When you start a new channel from scratch, nobody's ever heard of you. Nobody knows of you, so your channel doesn't go anywhere, nobody watches it. And that's what you have to overcome. How on earth did this get jammed in there like that? Oh, I see how. Bit over the top on the packing here. And now I've broken up the polystyrene into little beads. That's going to have to be put in the dustbin very carefully or it'll blow all up the street. Yes, so where did we get to? So minimum requirements now are 1,000 subscribers. So 1,000 people have got to find your channel and decide they like it enough to subscribe. Let's have a quick chat about subscribing. Unfortunate choice of term. Subscribe implies money is changing hands. Yes? You subscribe to Netflix, you pay money. You subscribe to YouTube, it costs you nothing. And there's an option when you subscribe to turn notifications on or not. And what does that mean then? Well, turning notifications on merely means that when that particular channel posts a new video, you will get an email. If you use your phone for your email, then you'll get a buzz on your phone. So-and-so's just posted a new video. That's optional, and I don't bother with that when I subscribe to channels, simply because I don't use my phone for emails. I use my laptop, and I don't stay logged in. I log in when I want to see if I've got any emails, so it would be pointless for me to turn notifications on. Absolutely pointless. So I don't. But that's what it's all about. That's what notification is. It costs you nothing. But what does it achieve? Well, if you want the notifications, you can have them. If you don't have to. But what it does do is help YouTube view your channel as growing. Yeah? So it's going to take some notice of you. You're a growing channel. So that's what notifications are all about. It helps the channel appear to be growing, which means YouTube is going to take more notice of it. So that's what subscribing is all about. Costs you nothing. And you can subscribe to a channel and never visit it again. But you've still helped the channel. Yeah? So just because you subscribe to a channel doesn't automatically imply you're going to be looking at that channel every day. You might never go there again. And that's what happens, unfortunately, a lot of the time with subscriptions. People find a video at random, watch it and really like it. So they subscribe to the channel. And then next time that channel posts a video, they go and watch it and they think, not so keen, so they don't come back again. But they forget to unsubscribe, so those subscriptions stay. And often there are lots of people subscribed to channels that never watch any of the videos. That doesn't matter, that's not a big deal. Still helps the channel. So you need 1,000 of those little buddies to get up to the point where you can earn a few pennies, which at first is all it'll be. And then what comes next then? YouTube have now switched and actually said that in addition to 1,000 subscribers, you need 4,000 watch hours in a certain period of time. So it doesn't matter which videos are being watched, every time an hour is clocked up by somebody watching one of the videos, a watch hour is clocked up and they're accumulated, and when they get to 4,000, alongside the 1,000 subscribers, you're allowed to apply to join the partner program, which can then take quite a while to be approved. There's very rarely any reason to not get approved unless you've been getting copyright strikes and obscene comments and the various things that YouTube will snap on you for. So if you haven't had any of them, you're going to get approved. And then you start earning pennies by people watching the ads. Now this is the important bit, because this chops and changes now and again, but its basic principle is this. Adverts will appear at the beginning, at the end and in the middle. There is some choice about that on your channel settings, yeah? You can decide, well, once you're monetized, you can decide where you would like adverts to appear and what type of adverts. If you think of a picture of a screen, like what you're watching now, if you're still with me, down at the bottom section are little oblongs that appear, that are adverts. Those are called banner adverts. They do no harm. But once you're monetized, when you weren't before, you have to bear in mind that they will appear. So it's not a lot of point in putting your important text at the bottom of the screen, is it? Because they're just going to sit over the top of it. So get your text up out the way, top right hand corner or left hand corner, something like that. So that's that. And you will also get adverts top right hand corner, depending on your screen layout. And you will get adverts at the beginning, prior to the video. They will interrupt the video. You can decide not to allow those if you like, but then you're restricting the number of ads. So there's some decisions to make there. But what happens when somebody watches an ad? If an advert is less than 30 seconds long, for the creator, oh hang on, I've got to let the cat out. Come on, nuisance. Used to be nice when you had your own door, didn't it? That used to help. Come on then. About 10 seconds and they want to come back in again. Right, where do we get to? Adverts. If the advert is less than 30 seconds long, for the creator to get any pennies at all, it has to be watched in full. So if an advert starts up prior to the video you've decided you want to watch, and you skip out of it, the creator gets nothing. What about adverts that are longer than 30 seconds then? You have to watch at least 30 seconds of those for the creator to get their pennies. So think about that when you're supporting a channel that you like, yeah? How much of an advert you watch depends on whether the creator is going to get some pennies or not. Now some people think that creators shouldn't get paid because it's their hobby. It's also their time, it's also their equipment. Yeah? Swings and roundabouts, you choose, you think it through. So that's the adverts bit. What else? YouTube now promotes channels that help YouTube, not that help themselves. You don't get any credit for that at all. You can work your whatnot off and put up the best video, you know, under the sun that you've ever done, and YouTube don't care. What it cares about is how it's watched and for how long. And it's all about retention. So what YouTube likes is for a video to be started and finished. If a video is started and 10 seconds later that person leaves that video and that channel's not very popular in YouTube's eyes because it lost somebody. Yeah, it contributed to that person leaving YouTube. And they may have gone to watch that video and left and gone to Facebook. YouTube lost them. So the potential for adverts being watched, which is how YouTube makes its money, as well as the creators, is lost. So they don't like that. The thumbs down thing. So what is it like then? It likes you to start watching a video and finish watching it. Well, that's not the end of it. What it then likes you to do is choose another video from that channel. Ideal. Not quite as ideal. Watch another video that might be a different channel, but you stayed on YouTube. That's what YouTube likes. And it bumps up channels that help hold people on YouTube. Yeah, so that's what it's looking for. And how does it promote those channels? When somebody goes in and says, European beach bonsai, does a search, right? And then up come the list of things. Who gets to the top of the list then? And who's 3 pages down? That's where all this comes in. And it's not the channel with the most subscribers anymore. It's the channel that's capable of holding people on YouTube. Now that may be the one with the highest subscribers, coincidentally, on the grounds that there's more people are going to look at it and the chances are more of those might stay. But it's a variable, that's the thing. So that's what YouTube's up to. YouTube is not there for fun, it's not there for our pleasure, it's there to make money, it's a business. And it makes its money by charging the advertisers for placing their adverts on the videos. Yeah? YouTube helps decide whether or not that video is suitable for adverts. That will be based on past records, copyright strikes and things like that. And it's more likely to place adverts on videos that are more likely to be watched and are more likely to be watched by the sort of people who hang around on YouTube. So trying to fudge YouTube nowadays is very, very, very difficult. The changes they've made are for their benefit, not ours. But it stops people fiddling it like it used to. You used to be able to buy 10,000 subscribers. You pay money and suddenly your channel's got 10,000 subscribers. That's not so easy to do now. And if you do pay for that number of subscribers, what have you just done? You've done next to nothing, because YouTube's not that fussed on subscriber numbers anymore, which is why it took it out of the algorithms. Yeah? You can't fiddle 4,000 watch hours, can you? You can, I mean, shh, don't tell anyone, this is a secret. I've got some of my orchid people that are not necessarily interested in bonsai as such, but to help my bonsai channel get up to that point, every one of my videos goes in a playlist. You know, it's a giant playlist of everything that I've ever loaded on the channel. It's not specific, it's not about a certain tree or anything like that, it's everything. I do the same with my Orchid Channel. So, what do they do to help the channel get the watch hours? While they're watching their orchid videos, on another window, they're watching that playlist in the background. And they just let it run in the background with the sound off. And it clocks up the watch hours. They're not watching it. YouTube can't tell. That's the only fiddle you can do at the moment that I know of, is to let videos run without necessarily being there to watch them. And it is a fiddle, but you know, I suspect quite a lot of my watch hours have been achieved by people on my Orchid channel helping out in that fashion. You know, I have said I would like to get this channel monetized. I haven't got the volume of trees to make a big deal out of this channel, and I never will have, because my orchids take priority. The trees I've got, I'm happy with. I will get some more, but not giant amounts of trees. I don't want 100 trees in the garden. I'd spend half the day watering them and looking after them and repotting. It would just become too much of a big deal. So the numbers are never going to be great. Anyway, the reason I got this pot, the reason we started the video, out of the pots I got last time from this supplier, I missed this one because it's one of the larger ones. It's the same shape as one of the others I got. It is slightly different in as much as the other one that I got like this had odd feet. The feet weren't symmetrical, whereas this one is. It also sits flat. It's got a nice level rim, and I like that shape and I like that colour. I haven't got many small pots because I haven't got many small trees, but I do have a couple that might stay small. They might deliberately keep them as smaller bonsai. Not too keen on the small ones, I like the biggies. But my little larch and my little spruce, Alberta spruce, they're both small trees at the moment. They could be kept reasonably small and they'll look silly in a big pot. So I may get some smaller pots. But just so as you know, bonsai people, I'm off to a boot sale on Sunday, a bonsai boot sale. So everybody that's selling there is selling bonsai stuff. Well, that's going to include pots, bags of media, tools and trees, I suspect. Never been before, it'll be a first time. So that's on Sunday at this weekend. I'll take my camera, record some images of what's going on and some prices. Make your jaw drop in some cases, I bet. But yeah, I'll record the event to make a video out of it to see what goes on there. And who knows what I'll come back with. I haven't got a clue. But one thing I do need to make sure of before I go is to make sure I've got cash in my pocket. So anybody who's thinking of going to that sort of event, you need cash. If me, as a person, took some of my trees along to sell, I can't take a card, can I? I'm certainly not trusting a cheque. So you need cash. Yeah. Now some of the traders may well have a portable card machine. Whether they get the signal in the middle of a field remains to be seen. But you know what I mean. It's the sort of event where cash changes hands. The fact that it's cash changing hands and not online or via a store or anything like that, haggling can take place. What, you want 20 quid for that pot? Well, I'll give you 15. No, I can't accept any less than 18. But what about 17? 17.50? Done. And that's to a degree what I've just done with this. I made an offer and I had a counter offer and I made another offer and I got the pot. So I didn't pay what it was listed as. And I like that. It's only a couple of quid, but so be it. All of these pots I got this from this supplier are around the 20 quid mark, a bit less or a bit above. For 20 quid, or 22 in this case, that's not a bad pot. Not a bad pot at all. Anyway, enough waffle. And I'm sure some people on YouTube, some of what I've said about how YouTube works is probably a bit of a revelation, but it will make you think. If one of the most important things to YouTube is getting somebody to come to your channel and stay there, you can do things to help that. Think about it. What can you do to get people to stay? And you might want to adjust how you make your videos, what you stick on the end of that video, what you put at the beginning as a little thing in the top right hand corner. There are ways. You might want to think about that. Right, here endeth the lesson. I'm fed up. I need to go and sit down, and at the moment I'm building a orchid video, which I need to go and see what's going on. I'm doing too many things at once here, and one thing I'm not doing very well at the moment is drinking coffee. We'll fix that. See you next time. Thanks for dropping by. Different type of video. I doubt if there's a Bonsai channel that's put a video up with that information, and that's not easy to find out either. It's just something that I've done. I'm always keeping my orchid people informed of the way YouTube changes and the way it works, because most of those people are running their own channels, they're not just viewers. So I thought I'd put out the information I've got on the bonsai channels as well for those few people who watch this one. And if you thought that was good stuff, please subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. Please do the thumbs up. It's all good stuff. See you next time. Thanks for dropping by.